Imagine paying a tenth of a cent to read a single article, a fraction of a penny to watch one YouTube video, a few nanodollars for every minute of electricity your smart fridge uses. Sounds absurd, right? Like something so small it's not even worth thinking about. But what if I told you that in the near future, your body could contain billions of microscopic devices, each one conducting tiny financial transactions without you even noticing? That your smartwatch could be negotiating payments with every other device around you? That the sensors in your clothes could be buying and selling data about your heart rate, your location, your stress levels, all in real time, for fractions of pennies? Welcome to the convergence of two technologies that are about to completely transform how money flows through our world: nanotechnology and micropayments. And I'm not talking about some distant sci-fi future. The global nanotechnology market is valued at $89 billion in 2024, and it's exploding. Meanwhile, blockchain technology has finally made it possible to conduct financial transactions smaller than a penny without losing money to processing fees. The result? We're heading toward a world where literally everything can be monetized. Every sensor reading, every data point, every split second of computation, every molecule of medication released into your bloodstream. And the devices making these transactions will be so small, you couldn't see them with a microscope. So today, we're diving deep into something most people haven't even thought about yet. How nanotechnology is going to enable an entirely new economy based on payments so small, we needed to invent new words for them. Because when devices shrink to the atomic scale, money shrinks right along with them. Let's talk about the economy of the invisible. Before we talk about where this is going, we need to understand why micropayments have been basically impossible until now. Think about how credit cards work. Every time you swipe your card, there's a whole chain of companies involved. The card network, payment processors, banks, fraud detection systems. Each one takes a cut. Visa charges merchants anywhere from 1.5% to 3.5% per transaction, plus a flat fee that can be 10 to 30 cents. Math. If you're trying to charge someone 5 cents for reading an article, and the processing fee alone is 25 cents, you're losing money on every transaction. It's economically impossible. This is why the internet ended up with the business model it has today. Advertising. Websites couldn't charge tiny amounts for individual pieces of content, so they made everything free and sold your attention to advertisers instead. You became the product. And it's the same reason why the Internet of Things has been stuck with subscription models and bundled pricing. Your smart devices can't make tiny transactions for individual actions, because a transaction costs more than the action itself. But here's where blockchain technology changed everything. When Bitcoin stepped in, it made instant, global micropayments possible. Suddenly, you could send a payment worth less than a penny, and the transaction fee could be a fraction of that amount. The BSV blockchain, for example, has fees as low as $0.0001, making micropayments economically viable for the first time. And that opened up a world of possibilities. But micropayments on their own, that's just the beginning. The real revolution happens when you combine them with nanotechnology. So, what exactly is nanotechnology? We're talking about devices and materials measured in nanometers. 1 nanometer is 1/1000th of a meter. To put that in perspective, a human hair is about 80,000 nanometers wide. A sheet of paper is about 100,000 nanometers thick. We're talking about technology so small, you'd need an electron microscope just to see it. And it turns out, when you build things at this scale, they can do absolutely remarkable things. Right now, researchers are developing nano-sensors that can detect individual molecules, nanocomputers that can process information using biological molecules, and nano-devices that can be injected into your bloodstream to monitor your health in real time. When you connect all these nano-devices to the internet, you get something called the Internet of Nano-Things, or IoT. It's exactly what it sounds like. The Internet of Things, but shrunk down to the nanoscale. The implications are absolutely mind-blowing. You could have sensors inside your body detecting diseases before you have any symptoms. Nano-devices in your bloodstream, delivering medication with atomic precision. Smart fabrics that generate their own power and communicate with every other device around you. But here's where it gets really interesting. All these devices generate data. Massive amounts of data, and that data has value. Your body's nanosensors detecting early signs of cancer. That data could be worth money to medical research. The nano-sensors in your smart clothes, monitoring your movement patterns. Valuable to fitness companies, insurance companies, and urban planners. The nano-coating on your car. It's constantly monitoring air quality. That's data governments and environmental organizations would pay for. Suddenly, you're not just a person walking through the world. You're a walking, data-generating ecosystem with billions of nano-devices creating information that has real economic value. And this is where micropayments become absolutely essential. Because how else are you going to monetize data generated by billions of devices, each producing tiny slivers of information? This is the future. We're stepping into a world where value is exchanged at the nano level, constantly and automatically. Picture this. You're wearing a smart shirt woven with tiny nanosensors. These sensors are constantly checking your heart rate, body temp, even the chemicals in your sweat. Now, you've opted into a health program with your insurance company. They don't need a constant stream of your data, just regular updates. So, every 10 minutes, your shirt automatically sells a little data package to them for 1/10 of a cent. You don't even feel it happen. But over a month, these tiny payments add up. Maybe you earn $4 just from your shirt. At the same time, those same sensors are checking air quality as you walk around. That data gets sold to an environmental agency for even less. Another couple of bucks a month. Your car's smart coating is detecting road conditions, selling that data to navigation apps. More tiny payments. Your smart home is optimizing energy use, and every little adjustment generates data that power companies want. It's a constant stream of invisible income. None of these transactions are worth a second thought, but across billions of devices, making trillions of transactions, it creates a whole new economy. And here's the wild part. You're not just earning this invisible money, you're spending it too. Those nanosensors in your shirt need power. Maybe they harvest it from your movement, but they might need to pay a microfee for access to the best energy sources. The nanocomputers processing your data. They might rent processing power from a nearby device for a fraction of a second. It sounds chaotic, but it's actually super efficient. It's like your smart fridge paying your thermostat to prioritize cooling, or your lights selling unused energy back to the grid. Think about how this changes everything. Right now, you pay a flat fee for internet or electricity, even though your usage changes. In this nano-economy, you could pay for exactly what you use, down to the millisecond. Your electric car could automatically charge during the cheapest minutes of the day. Your home's heating system could make split-second decisions based on real-time prices. All of this happens invisibly, with payments so small you don't notice. But they completely reshape how our society uses resources. But where this gets truly incredible, and maybe a bit unsettling, is medicine. Imagine you have a chronic condition. Instead of a pill that floods your system, you have injectable nanobots that release medicine molecule by molecule, exactly when and where it's needed. They monitor your body, and when your levels drop, they release a little more. And you could pay for this medicine on a per molecule basis. Each therapeutic action costs a fraction of a penny. It sounds dystopian, right? Being charged for every molecule. But it could actually be revolutionary. Right now, medicine is full of waste. With a nano-micro-payment system, you pay for exactly what your body needs, making treatments more affordable and effective. And this isn't science fiction. There are already hundreds of nanomedicine clinical trials happening right now. This same model could apply to diagnostics, with nanosensors in your body constantly screening for disease, making early detection a continuous, affordable reality. Of course, governments are interested too. Imagine roads with nanosensors that charge you based on your actual road usage and wear and tear. It sounds annoying, but it's fairer. Heavier trucks pay more. People who drive less pay less, and the money goes directly to fixing the roads that need it. This could apply to water, power, and public transit, making services more sustainable. In developing countries, it could even promote financial inclusion, allowing access to government services for tiny fees. But we have to be honest about the dark side. A world where billions of nano-devices are making financial transactions about everything you do is a world of total surveillance. Every micropayment tells a story. Where you are, what you're consuming, how your body is feeling. In the wrong hands, this data is incredibly dangerous. An authoritarian government could track dissidents or discriminate based on health conditions. Corporations could use it for hyper-specific price discrimination. Your devices reveal you're wealthy, prices go up. They sense you're desperate for something. Surge pricing kicks in. And because it all happens automatically through tiny, invisible payments, most of us wouldn't even notice we're being manipulated. We need strong regulations on data ownership and privacy now, before this invisible economy becomes our reality. Otherwise, we risk building a future of surveillance that makes today's tech concerns look trivial. Even if we get the ethics right, there are still some massive technical roadblocks to a nano-micropayment world. Let's talk about 3 big ones nobody seems to be discussing. First, energy. Nano devices are tiny, which means their batteries are microscopic. Many nanosensors have to harvest energy from things like your body heat or movement just to function. But financial transactions take power. If you have billions of these devices constantly processing micropayments, they could collectively use a lot of energy. Engineers are on it, but it's a huge puzzle to solve. Second, security. Right now, blockchain, the tech behind many micropayments, can get slow and expensive when traffic is high. But that's just the start. Nano devices need to communicate securely. But powerful encryption takes a lot of computing power, something these tiny devices just don't have. Researchers are trying to develop ultra-lightweight encryption. But what if a nano device gets hacked? Someone could compromise a sensor inside your body or in your home, stealing money in tiny amounts you'd never notice. Or worse, what if they hack a nano device that dispenses medication? The consequences could be fatal. Third, interoperability. For this all to work, every device needs to speak the same language. We need standardized communication, compatible payment systems, and universal data formats. The current Internet of Things is already a chaotic mess of different standards. The Internet of Nanothings could be even worse. Without global coordination, we'll just have a bunch of separate nano-payment systems that can't work together. But if we can solve these challenges, that's a big ifta. Business opportunities are staggering. The global nanotechnology market is expected to skyrocket to over $115 billion by 2034. That's a 17-fold increase in just 10 years. And a lot of that growth will come from nano-enabled services. Companies are already dreaming up the business models. Imagine a fitness company giving you free nano-sensors that track your workout in insane detail. They then sell that aggregated data to researchers or advertisers. Or a pharmaceutical company that sells medication dispensing nanodevices at cost, but makes money on every single molecule released over time. It's the old Razorand blades model, but on an atomic scale. Energy companies could offer free smart home sensors to manage your energy use, optimizing the grid and lowering your bill. Insurance companies could offer huge discounts if you agree to continuous health monitoring with nanosensors. In these models, you don't pay for a product up front. You pay in tiny, invisible increments over time. And you're not just a consumer, you're a producer. Your data becomes a currency. So, what needs to happen to make this future a reality? First, we need standardization across the industry for communication and payments. This will require global cooperation. Second, we need regulation. We need clear laws on data ownership, privacy, and who's accountable when algorithms make decisions. Third, we need public engagement. Most people have no idea this is coming. We need to have a serious public debate about the world we want to build. Fourth, we need more research into the technical hurdles. Better energy sources, stronger security, and faster transaction systems. And finally, we need to think about equity. This technology has to benefit everyone, not just create a new digital divide. So, here we are. Nanotechnology and micropayments are converging to create an entirely new economy, one that operates at a speed and scale that's hard to even imagine. Billions of devices, trillions of transactions every second. Everything in your life, your body, your home, Your car becomes a platform for generating valuable data. The optimistic view, unprecedented efficiency, personalized services, and predictive healthcare. The pessimistic view, a total surveillance economy where every aspect of our lives is tracked and monetized, giving corporations and governments terrifying power. The reality is likely somewhere in between. This technology brings both incredible benefits and serious risks. The question is, are we wise enough to handle it? We need to start thinking about this now. The tech companies aren't waiting. The researchers aren't pausing. And by the time the public catches on, the infrastructure will already be built. We can either be passive and let this future just happen to us, or we can actively shape it. We can demand transparency, privacy, and equal access. We can ensure that humans stay in control. Because make no mistake, this future is coming. The only question is who it'll work for. So what do you think? Are you excited or terrified by this vision of the future? Would you opt in for these services? Or is the surveillance a deal breaker? Let me know in the comments. This is a conversation we all need to be having right now, before the decisions are made for us. And if this video made you think, hit that subscribe button, because technology is moving faster than you think, and we need to talk about where it's really heading. The economy of the invisible is coming. Let's make sure we're ready. Thanks for watching.